The tragic death of Angela Prichard. A deep dive into the Bellevue, Iowa case. Bellevue, Iowa, a picturesque town located along the banks of the Mississippi River, is known for its scenic beauty and close-knit community. For the residents of this tranquil town, life is often defined by its simplicity, with everyone knowing each other and events unfolding in the open. It was in this very environment that tragedy struck on January 27, 2023. Angela Prichard, a beloved wife, friend, and active community member, was found dead under mysterious circumstances, leaving her family and friends devastated. What initially seemed like a natural death soon unraveled into a complex web of deception, betrayal, and murder. The following is a detailed account of the events leading up to Angela's death, the investigation that followed, and the impact on the community. Angela Prichard was a 41-year-old woman who had spent much of her life in Bellevue, making a name for herself as a warm and friendly individual. She was the type of person who would greet you with a smile, help you out without asking for anything in return, and make you feel welcome in a town that held everyone close. Angela's life was deeply intertwined with the local community, where she volunteered at several events and was known for her generosity and kindness. Whether it was helping with the town's charity drives, organizing local events, or simply offering a hand to those in need, Angela was the embodiment of what many considered a model citizen. Her relationship with her husband, Christopher Prichard, was seen by many as one of the town's success stories. They had been married for over a decade, with Angela often seen as the supportive wife standing by her husband's side. The couple appeared to have it all: a lovely home, a good social reputation, and a seemingly solid and loving marriage. Their life seemed perfect on the outside, but as was later revealed, things were not as they seemed. The morning of January 27, 2023, began like any other for the Pritchards. Christopher had left for work early in the morning, as he often did. The couple's morning routines were predictable. Angela would remain at home to manage the household while Christopher left for his job. However, that fateful morning, something went terribly wrong. Around mid-morning, Christopher returned home earlier than expected and discovered his wife lying unresponsive in their bed. He immediately called 911, panicking as he reported that Angela was unresponsive and not breathing. When paramedics arrived, they found Angela already deceased, her body cold and lifeless. Christopher, visibly shaken, told authorities that he had left for work early that morning and came home to find his wife in that condition. His account was consistent, and there were no immediate signs of foul play. Given that there were no obvious injuries or signs of trauma, initial reports suggested that Angela's death may have been due to natural causes, possibly a heart attack or some other undiagnosed medical issue. Her body was transported to the local morgue for further examination. Though the initial conclusion leaned toward a natural death, certain aspects of the scene didn't quite add up. Investigators took a closer look at the state of the bedroom where Angela's body was found. There were small but significant clues that seemed out of place. The positioning of Angela's body appeared somewhat unnatural, her arms and legs unnaturally stiff. The bedding was also arranged in a way that suggested Angela had been immobilized or restrained, a detail that raised concerns for detectives who were involved in the case. Christopher's account of the events also began to raise red flags. He had described Angela as feeling unwell recently, but there was little to no evidence of any major health problems. In fact, Angela had been seen by friends and neighbors just days before her death, and there had been no indication that anything was wrong. This contradiction between Christopher's statements and Angela's recent health history made investigators cautious, prompting them to dig deeper. In any death investigation, forensic analysis is crucial for determining the cause of death, and this case was no exception. An autopsy was ordered to determine whether Angela's death could be attributed to natural causes or whether foul play was involved. The results from the medical examiner's report would soon reveal startling details that began to unravel the mystery. The autopsy revealed that Angela had traces of several substances in her system that she had not been prescribed, pointing to the possibility of poisoning. Toxicology tests confirmed the presence of these substances in her bloodstream, substances that were not commonly associated with her previous medical history. The substances found were not only dangerous, but were also known to cause death if administered in certain dosages. These findings led investigators to believe that Angela's death was not due to natural causes, but rather the result of foul play. Additionally, the autopsy revealed signs that Angela may have been immobilized before death. This detail further contradicted the initial assumption that her death was natural. The position of her body, combined with these new findings, painted a disturbing picture of what had transpired in the hours before her death. As the investigation deepened, the primary focus shifted toward Christopher Prichard. Detectives began looking into his financial records, relationships, and any other possible motives he may have had for harming his wife. What they discovered shocked the investigators and the community at large. Christopher had been dealing with significant financial stress. The couple's debts were more than what was previously known. Christopher had taken out several life insurance policies on Angela, each of which would pay a substantial sum in the event of her death. Moreover, there were signs that the couple's once perfect marriage had been deteriorating for some time. Neighbors and close friends had reported increasing tension between the Pritchards, with Christopher becoming more withdrawn and irritable. Angela had confided in a few close friends about her concerns regarding her husband's behavior, adding further weight to the theory that something darker might have been going on behind closed doors. A closer look at Christopher's financial situation revealed a man who was struggling to keep up with debts, including substantial loans and credit card bills. His debts had been mounting for some time, and it was believed that he had hoped to use the life insurance money to alleviate his financial troubles. The combination of these financial pressures, along with the growing rift in his marriage, provided a possible motive for murder. In today's digital age, smartphones and computers often hold vital pieces of evidence. In Angela's case, her smartphone became a crucial part of the investigation. Upon examining Angela's phone records, investigators discovered a series of messages that painted a troubling picture. Angela had exchanged texts with friends about her growing concerns over her marriage. She had confided in her friends about Christopher's behavior, and some of the messages alluded to possible plans to separate or leave him. Location data from Angela's phone also contradicted Christopher's version of events. According to the data, Christopher's whereabouts at the time of Angela's death didn't align with his timeline. The inconsistencies raised further suspicions about his involvement in the crime. The digital evidence, combined with the forensic findings, provided investigators with the breakthrough they needed to move forward with the case. Armed with mounting evidence, authorities arrested Christopher Prichard and charged him with the murder of his wife. The arrest sent shockwaves through Bellevue, a town where everyone knew everyone, and where the Pritchards had been seen as a perfect couple. The community struggled to reconcile the image of Christopher, the man they had trusted, with the grim reality that he was now accused of such a heinous crime. The legal proceedings that followed were long and contentious. The prosecution presented a strong case, supported by forensic evidence, digital footprints, and testimony from those close to the Pritchards. The defense, on the other hand, attempted to cast doubt on the evidence, suggesting alternative explanations for the findings and questioning the integrity of the investigation. The trial became a focal point for the community, as many sought answers to the tragedy that had struck so close to home. The death of Angela Prichard had a profound effect on the Bellevue community. Residents found themselves grappling with the reality that someone they had trusted and respected was accused of such a horrific act. In the wake of the tragedy, community meetings were held to provide support to those affected by the loss, and counseling services were made available for those who were struggling to come to terms with the events that had unfolded. The case also sparked broader conversations about the importance of recognizing signs of domestic issues that may not always be visible to outsiders. Many people in Bellevue were shocked to learn that the Pritchards had been experiencing marital issues that had been kept hidden from public view. The case served as a stark reminder of how complex and hidden domestic troubles can be, even in the most seemingly perfect marriages. The death of Angela Prichard serves as a tragic reminder that appearances can be deceiving. Beneath the surface of a seemingly perfect life, there can be dark secrets waiting to be uncovered. The case also highlights the crucial role that forensic science, digital evidence, and thorough investigation play in uncovering the truth. Angela's tragic death was a turning point for Bellevue, sparking important conversations about domestic violence, the complexity of relationships, and the need for awareness and support for those in troubled situations. As the legal process continues, the memory of Angela Prichard lives on, reminding us all of the importance of seeking justice and shedding light on the truth, no matter how difficult it may be.